Good afternoon. Thank you again for tuning in for another episode of Words of Life. I pray that you are having a blessed day, and I hope that your loved ones are doing well. I just wanted to consider briefly today of kind of what do we do when we're uncertain on what to do. I can for myself speak where things can be kind of clouded, vague, or my mind might be um, racing, filled. Sometimes it just is uh, kind of chaotic or confusion of, okay, well, what do I do next? I just thought about just a couple passages, actually a couple of verses as part really for this particular video as a good reminder of what should be our direction. And it's about asking for direction. And I'm looking at First John chapter 5, verses 14 and 15. This is the confidence which we have before him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And if we know that he hears us in whatever we ask, we know that we have the request which we have asked from him. So if we're seeking, which I hope will, then we should be praying and offer up our concerns. For instance, um, if I'm kind of struggling to figure out, okay, how can I serve another person? Or, Lord, help me to know what the next right step is. Now, I'm not expecting a verbal indication, but just asking for him, whether it be through studying further in his word or asking in whatever way that help me to understand, help me to do what the next right thing is. Just be simply ask in that particular way. Lord, I mean, just giving you an example of just saying, Lord, help me to figure out what you need me to do. Like, how can I help the next person? How can I offer to share your word with the next person that I could be for you? Help me understand your will, that it's better. Help me not to go about things all on my own, thinking that I have the power of myself is all that I need, not to have that type of thinking. Um, for instance, another example would be, Lord, help me to realize that sometimes it's okay to rest. And I see that and realize that your son gave us an example that it is okay to make sure that we are well rested. Granted, there will be times in our lives where we will run into bouts of fatigue, life will be straining. There might be difficulties that we run across where we won't be able to be as rested as we get well rested to be the strongest and healthiest that we can be to be able to serve Him. So hopefully that just this short video, because I was just thinking about today, for instance, sometimes just not always understanding or trying to figure out, okay, well, what's next? What's the next thing that I should talk about or study, or what's the next thing that I can do for the Lord and His kingdom. Just thinking about those things. Maybe you thought about those things. Maybe not those specific things. I know a lot of times we think about, okay, what's the next thing that I need to do in my life, and that could be based on relationships, of course, career. You know, those things occupy a lot of our thoughts and direction, and and we need to bring to God, as in, for instance, Lord, are these relationships what I need to be involved in? Are these beneficial for me to be in these certain type relationships, or help me to build new relationships? Is this the particular job that I need to be in, or do I need to be pursuing another type of career? Because is the current position that I have right now, uh, if is that something that is going to bring me closer to you, or is it going to draw me further away, or is it going to tempt me to lead a different life, which is not according to your word? So those are just some ideas that I was thinking about today, and some things that you may be considering. You've maybe have had those various thoughts, but I think sometimes uh, um, and we kind of need direction. So, what better direction than we need, and then to obviously look to Scripture, offer up prayers for clarity, for direction, and hopefully that we are seeking, as always, to know God better, to know His will, and may we strive evermore to seek His will and to continue to do what He desires for us. So I hope and pray that this short video gives us some things to consider. I know that is something that I consider quite often, and I know that I need to do that each and every day, as far as what can I do next for you, Lord. So hopefully we can continue to direct our minds, hearts, our